What is up? It's the bread comes first, back at it again from Bleaching His Eyes with another review. Today we have the second most popular hentai of 2020 called Ani wa Yadmama Junyu. I pronounced it correctly, let's fucking go. And to emphasize the popularity of this hentai, let's see some of the reviews posted about this one. This is a review posted by Cartoon on my anime list. Yes, this shit is on my anime list. 126 people found this review helpful. Overall rating 10. And it was posted on July 11th, 2020. So around the time it came out. Basically, why my score is a 10. It's because I'm an Onei-chan type. If you are too, this is a great hentai for you. This is a NTR, but it isn't that bad. You know how NTRs kill your feelings? I don't know why, but I didn't feel sad at all. It was kind of funny when the kid almost caught their mom having sex with another man. The Onei-chan thinks of his little brother still as a kid, but when she tasted the hard stick, they had sex all episode. It was hot, even beside her husband. It also has a beach episode / hot spring, thumbs up emoji, white power emoji. Don't get me cancelled. So that review already summarizes the plot really well, but here at The Bread Comes First, we have to summarize it better. The story starts with our main protagonist Takia going down some stairs and catches his sister Aika breastfeeding her kid. So then after that, it explains that Aika was once a delinquent when she was younger and she married in with a guy, and then she moved out of her parents' house. And now she has returned to her parents' house because she has now had her second kid. So one night, Takia and Aika are drunk together and they are teasing each other, which leads Aika to saying that she doesn't see Takia as any different to her children. Takia goes full on Sigma male and says this. After that, it is just Christian hand-holding scenes for about 10 minutes until it cuts to a scene where they are hand-holding, of course. And while Takia and Aika are holding hands, Aika's kid is knocking on the door and asks if he can go pee. So then Aika makes up the genius excuse that she is playing pro wrestling with her brother. She tells her son that he can go pee by himself. So that scene happens, and then it cuts to another scene where they're outside and they set up an inflatable pool so the kids can play. And then Aika says to her kids that she has to go with Takia for a few minutes, which leads them to hand holding behind a curtain, literally 5 meters away from where her kids are. And boom, that's the first episode.
If my manager insults me again, I will be assaulting him.
The second episode is as dramatic and complex as the first episode. It isn't complex or dramatic at all. Aika, her husband, and her kids decide to go to a vacation in a resort, and they bring Takia for no reason at all. So once they get to that resort, they're just chilling on the beach, and nothing really is happening until a couple of guys start hitting on Takia's sister, which leads to Takia pussying out and not being able to respond in any way because look at him. The Chad husband pulls up and scares them away. Aika and Takia go for a swim and they end up somewhere secluded and they do what they do, of course. On the second night, the kids stay with their grandparents. Takia, Aika, and Aika's husband go out for some dinner. So after the dinner, Aika's husband gets really drunk. They then do what they do while the husband is literally 2 meters away and could wake up at any moment. The husband actually ends up waking up, and I would have expected for the husband to slap the shit out of Takia or possibly kill him to change the plot, you know? But through some magic, Takia disguises himself as Aika's baby. The husband ends up not noticing and just goes to sleep. So after that, they just continue doing what they do, and it cuts to another scene doing some hand holding until it is revealed that Aika has become pregnant. Of course, she then says that Takia and her husband have the same blood type, and the husband is not gonna notice, and then it cuts to another scene. Yes, another fucking scene, and then it's over. So that basically was the second most popular hentai of 2020. Now let's get on to the actual scoring. This story just involves a storyline where a sister cheats on her husband with her brother. It's incest and cheating, and the stakes were also kind of high since you never know if the husband would end up noticing or the kids, which actually did happen, but they just seemed to have passed it off. The animation was surprisingly high quality compared to other hentais. Look at this hentai and look at this. Alright, you can see a really big difference. The voice acting was above average compared to average hentais out there because many of them are absolute shit. But these hentais with above average voice acting never really surpass a certain score because all the other ones that are above average in voice acting really sound the same. The music was average and it wasn't great like Fella Pure, of course, because that shit was actually interesting and it actually allowed me to give a decent score to it. Final score, 5 out of 10.